Well, hello there. I'm Heather. This is my first video on my personal page on YouTube. I have another page. It's like our family page. It's called The Strange Ones on YouTube. We do it with our daughter. We do silly videos, going to spirit Halloweens and silly things like that that the kids are into. But I've been wanting to start another channel for a while and just kind of share my thoughts and feelings and hopefully inspire other people to find their passion and do what they love. So I am a swimwear designer. I have my own small business that I've been running for 15 years now, actually 16 years now, almost 16. And I love what I do. I get to work from home. I have the freedom. I can set my own schedule. I sell online. I get to ship my product all over the world. And it's just something that I love. I wanted to be a fashion designer, and I ended up starting my own business after going to college. I had my son really young, right out of high school, but went ahead and pursued my dream of being a designer and went to design school in Los Angeles. And then I found that I'd rather be with my son more than work in the industry and be gone all the time. So I found a way to work part-time and start my business online and just slowly grow it over the years so I could be with my son, be there for his school events, and have time with friends and family. And then again, when my daughter was born 12 years later, I was able to do it all over again. And now I'm homeschooling her. She's 10 now. So I guess I just want to share some thoughts and hopefully inspire others to think ahead, especially the young ones. I'm just walking out here in the woods. So originally I'm from California and now we're in Michigan. Kind of wanted to get away from the rat race. It's funny that it kind of helped me launch my career, my business and everything. And then I just realized that I don't want to be in a stressful work environment or lifestyle. So I love going to the city. I love visiting, but don't want to live there. So I guess my first recommendation for someone, say in their 20s, would be to figure out what you want to do. And I know that's hard because you don't have a lot of life experience. Hopefully you've had some jobs and tried different extracurricular activities and hopefully volunteered. And that would be the best way to figure out what your interests are and then figure out how you could get a job doing something you really enjoy or you have a passion for. And then if you feel like you want to have your own business or be self-employed, that's something that you can work toward as you're, while you have a job and you have income coming in. So that's what I did. I worked on the side. I worked part-time. I was a bridal seamstress, so sewing wedding dresses and making bags on the side. And then I learned about eBay and I started selling vintage clothing and just things I would resell. I would buy and sell, go to swap meets, thrift stores. And back then in like 2007, 2008, that wasn't as big. Now I know a lot of people are doing it, selling online. It's a lot easier now and there's more platforms. But that's another side hustle that you could do to earn income on the side while you start your business. I always tell people, just start small. Don't overthink it. Don't think about like the finish line. Think about just, okay, I have this idea and I'm just going to start. I'm going to do something today. I'm going to create a product. I'm going to put it online. I'm going to see if I get orders. And I've done that a few times. I've tried different products and sometimes they don't take off. And sometimes I'm like, oh, like with my swimwear, that was the one that I actually just wanted a swimsuit for myself. And since I went to school for design, I knew the process. I knew how to make clothing. And so I just got fabric and I made a swimsuit because I love the vintage style. So I wanted to recreate that. And back in that day, in 2007, 2008, there wasn't as many options. Now there are more of the retro swimwear styles. But so I just made one for myself and I loved how it came out. Then I decided to put it online. And at the time, Etsy was just starting. So I found out about Etsy and I saw other people, what they were doing on there, sort of creating their own storefront and their own collections. So that's what I did. And then I just, put a one piece on there and then I got more fabric, put another one on. And slowly over the years, just added more styles. Then I went to making girls swimwear, then babies, and it just grew slowly from then. And after a few years, I was getting so many orders that I needed help. I had to get my grandma and, well, actually they offered my grandma and my mom to come help, like sew the swimwear and cut the fabric. And it just started growing. I was getting so many orders that I couldn't do it myself. So I had to kind of give up that control. And that was how I was able to grow my business. Then my mom, she was always good with sales, so she pushed me to go do trade shows and get my product out there and sell wholesale. So I did that too, and then got manufacturers that are making my swimwear for me. And that all just started from an idea of just making something that I wanted for myself. So anyway, I'm not going to give my whole life story or business story. I'll save that for another video. And since it's my first video, I'm kind of just figuring it out and I'm probably rambling on. But my point is, find what you love, find a way to make it happen. It's going to take time. Don't worry about like the end result. Just worry about like the hustle right now in the beginning, and just push yourself and every day and have discipline and do a little bit every day until it's going to grow and you see results, and keep working on the side until you're able to make enough to sustain yourself where you can work full time and have run your own business. And just another point to me is just having less stress. You know, that's the most important thing. Is yes, we need to work, we need to make money. So the key with this too is also to have a stress-free life. And for me personally, I don't want to answer to anyone, so I wanted the freedom to, you know, be my own boss, make my own schedule, but you also have to have self-discipline. So I make sure I get things done and I think ahead. I'm thinking it's the end of the year now. I've been working on things, new styles for next year, and I started that 3 months ago. So for me at least, my brain's always going and I have to think, what's the next thing? What's the next step? And work towards that. Another recommendation for someone young is to start saving. I know it seems like you have no money, you have no extra money. Just don't go out to eat for a couple times a month and put 20 bucks away a week or $50 a month, whatever you can do, into a retirement like a 401k or Roth IRA. You could do one on, you know, Schwab online, E-Trade, and it's pretty simple to do. You'll figure it out. But just start putting money away now, and it's going to grow in interest, and invest in like the S&P 500 and big growth, you know, stocks that in ETFs and things like that that pay dividends. And you're not going to regret having that money later. It's going to, you know, help you in the long run. You're going to feel more comfort too, knowing that, oh, wow, I have this much saved, like by the time you're 30, 40, 50, and that's going to add to the less stress as well. Another tip, something I'd recommend, it's important in life to make time for people. Time goes by so fast. Like I remember when I was little and people, like the older people, would be like, oh, time just flies and you don't know how fast it's going to go by. And it's true. I mean, I'm 40 now. I just turned 41, but it's true what they say, because like I'll think back, I'm like, what? That was 10 years ago? Like, it's crazy. So just start now, like start when you're young, because time does fly. It's true what they say. I know it seems crazy, like you have all the time in the world when you're young, but it really does fly by. So start thinking ahead, think of the future. I know it's all fun and games when you're young, and that's great, and you should live and you should have fun and enjoy life, but time does fly. So make time for people. That's my, you know, tip, recommendation too. Make time for friends and family, and even meeting new people. You know, we get stuck in our little bubble. We have a circle of friends, but life is short and you don't know who you're going to meet that might inspire you or just be so important in your life, but you have to take the time out to do that. So that's really important, and that's something that I still strive to do. And I've lived in a couple of different states. I'm originally from California, but I lived in Washington State for a couple of years, made a bunch of friends there. Now I'm in Michigan, and friends have moved, you know, in that time too. So I have friends all over the country, and it's cool. So when you go different places, you can visit people, friends, family, and just keep in touch. It's cool knowing that you know different people all over. And since we're on the subject of people, help others if you can. Take some time out. Yeah, you have to take time out for friends and family, and you should. That's important. The loved ones in your life, the people you care about. But take the time for other people too, people that you don't know. Volunteer, help out in your community. That's so important. And it's like becoming a lost art almost. Just people are so busy, and it's like we should have more free time with the technology and advancements that we have, but people are just so consumed with everything that they don't make time for other people now. So look for a local organization that volunteers. Feeding America is a good one. They come to all the towns, not all the towns, but a lot of towns across America, and they bring a truck full of food, and you can help unload it and put it in bags, and then people just drive up and pick it up. And that's something simple that you can do. But make time for others, make time to help people. And now this is another one of just my recommendations. Some people wouldn't recommend this, but I would say buy a house as young as you can, because the quicker you can pay it off, the better. Then you'll be debt free. Own a home outright if you can. Try to keep your debt down. try to pay off any debts, you know, if you can. Like, don't have debt if you don't need to. I started my business with $10. I bought a roll of fabric, and I, you know, had to put money out for sewing machines and things like that, but I never borrowed money from the bank. You don't have to. Just start small. You don't have to like go extreme just to make a living. So, and I'll say I, but like my husband and I, we were able to get completely debt free. I was 36. We had our house paid for. Well, we ended up moving across the country to make that happen. But again, that's a later video. But yes, if you can buy a house, that's something tangible that you can own. It's an investment. Yes, it costs money to upkeep and all that. But paying rent, I just feel like at times, yeah, you have to do it. I did. I had an apartment and everything, but you're not going to own it. And what are you going to have at the end? You know, you want to have something you own that's yours, a home. And that's going to make you feel, that's going to give you comfort and make you feel good that you have that. And then once you do that, once your house is paid for, you have so much more freedom and your time, you have more time, you can travel more. That's what we've been doing, going to other countries, going to a different country every year almost, taking off for months at a time. I went to California for 6 weeks last year, and then I went to Arizona for a couple of weeks, and then we went to Italy. So just think about the future, think ahead as far as you can. And I know it's hard now when you're young, but you're going to be so glad that you did, that you thought ahead and you planned as much as you can. I know you don't have a lot of money now when you're young, but just save as much as you can, plan as much as you can, and don't stress. It's not about being stressful, like worrying about the future, but it's just thinking about it and it's preparing yourself. So I wish you all the best, and I'll try to get more advice out there. I'm not like an expert on anything, but I'm sharing my life experience, and I'm 41 now, and I'm happy with my result in life. I got to do everything that I wanted so far, and there's still more that I want to do. That's the thing. I don't stop with one goal. I go to the next. I hit that goal, and then I go to the next. So keep reaching for your goals and don't give up. Don't be discouraged. You can do it. Thanks for watching.